Good afternoon, my bro. You've already read the title, so you know what you're here for. So let's jump straight into it. Before, I need to figure out something. Do you know what this is going to be about? So, my question to you is what kind of ambitious are you? Are you one dimensional or multi dimensional? And it's not a bad thing. And the way I kind of describe this as one dimensional is you're ambitious in trying to conquer one thing. You just want to, for example, you want to conquer the world, right? One-dimensional, ambitious people from the past, Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan, right? One goal, conquer, to spread, to overcome, to, all that battle and stuff to essentially conquer places. That is a one-dimensional goal. Think about others like Apple, the phone. There's one goal that they want to conquer, and that's what they work on for their entire life. Multidimensional. What multidimensional, the way I define it is rather than trying to conquer one thing or master one thing, you want to learn about everything the world has to offer, things that you find interesting, right? So you're not consumed by this one milestone slash goal slash destination. Rather, I don't want to stay a student for life because that's also true for one-dimensional ambitious people, but I'd rather want to say you don't get consumed by one thing, honestly. You have an interest, a passion for life and what life has to offer. And some examples of that could be people who travel for life, people who just like to travel around the world because they have a thirst, they have a passion for what life has to offer. And in that sense, they are ambitious for travel, and travel allows you to get what life has to offer, essentially. Other multidimensional kind of definitions, like from my own example, I would say I love learning about almost everything. Whatever interests me, I get a quick passion for it, a quick excitement for it, and I want to learn as much as possible. Once I've learned it, once I've kind of mastered it, like not as in the sense I've learned everything, but once I've understood what the concept is about, I'm satisfied with it. And I can choose to go and continue to pursue that, but I also start to get a passion for other things. So for me, I'm a multidimensional person. I'm ambitious in a multidimensional sense because I just want to keep learning, keep trying new things, keep doing this and that, like completely different things that don't relate. So my question to you is, are you one-dimensional or multidimensional? Are you consumed by one thing or many things? That's a question to you. Once you've answered that, let's jump straight into it, man. Number one reason why I think personally that you might not know what you want from life, you don't know what your dream lifestyle is, or you don't know what your passion, your purpose, or your mission is. One reason for that is I think the one way I found it is firstly by watching, by people watching. And then second tip, identifying exactly what I don't want. And I'm going to go into this right now. People watching. What does that mean? I just observe how normal people live their lives, how everyday people live their lives, right? I go into the train, I'm catching the work, bus or train to work, whatever, and I'm observing the people around me. And I'm thinking, you know what? These people are living a certain life, and I'm constantly thinking, do I want to be like this? Do I like this, right? There are some aspects I like. For example, when I go to the beach and I go people watching there, some people are coming, they're shredded, they look beautiful, the men, the women, both, right? They come, they're enjoying their morning coffee, they're having a laugh, and then, whatever, doing something else, going for a surf, just that beach lifestyle. And when I think of that, I'm like, yeah, man, that's pretty cool. I like that. But first, I want you to people watch and clearly identify what you don't want in life and make that super clear. A couple more examples, some examples to kind of inspire you, for example, is do you like to commute to work? Do you like driving long distances to work? Do you want to go to work? Like, does work has to be a place where you want to go to? Do you prefer to stay at home and work? These are questions you want to ask yourself. Do you prefer the city? Do you like living in an apartment or a house? Do you like the fact that you have a career? Do you like the fact that whatever? These questions are very important, and you need to identify exactly which one of them you don't like. And the way you would do that is by actually doing it first, or kind of having an experience for it. For example, you might know that office jobs are not your thing. How would you know if you haven't tried it, right? You just hear other people talk about it, whatever. But how would you actually know that you don't like it? In my situation, I worked for an office job for about 6 months. 4 months in, I was like, dude, I'm over this straight away. Like, I'm catching the commute, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Immediately, like, a couple of things I knew straight away I don't want in my life. Having to drive, and I mean having to. Not having the option, but like being forced to, because you need to show up. Being forced to drive to work or commute to work, don't like it. Wearing uniforms to work, having been forced to, again, forced to, not having the option, right? Forced to wear uniforms to work. Work politics, don't want to get into any of that, right? And many other things like an office environment. I just don't like an office environment. I don't want to be stuck in one place indoors for 8 hours with all these bullshit lights and whatever. Personally, again, this video is about you, bro. It's not about me. So when I say these things, just take them as like inspiration or thoughts that you can be like, analyze yourself essentially. But don't take it as I say it, as if that makes sense. Second thing, man. Third thing, lots of traveling. Lots and lots of traveling. And I've actually got my journal here to help with this video. The reason I actually keep a journal for most of the time is to write down my thoughts, especially when I've been overseas and when I've traveled a lot. I've been writing down my thoughts like crazy, especially on things like that I specifically like from my experience. For example, where I'm living, what I'm doing, what I'm eating, the people I'm meeting, whatever it is, right? So I've kept down notes in here that what I want from my dream life and what I definitely don't want in a dream life. And actually the point number four is going to be journaling, but I'll get to that. Number three, lots of traveling. How would you know? I wrote this down right here. You don't know what you want because you don't know what's out there. Simple as that, right? There are so many things out there, but you just don't know it because you haven't seen it. So you don't know what's out there, essentially. You don't know what's out there because you've never challenged yourself. You've never actually done something that scares you, done something that excites you. For example, traveling is one big part of it, and you don't have to go far. And let me tell you that you do not have to go far. You can keep traveling pretty cheap and simple by going to other states or going to national parks or going to different cities or suburbs or just living and spending time in different places within the same country. You want to spend a little bit more money, go to neighboring countries and stay there for a bit, right? If money is not an issue and you're like, you know what? I'm trying not to swear, it's Ramadan. You know what? Stuff it, I'm going to go. I'm going to do it. Then go to many countries around the world. One thing I would highly recommend is Thailand. Thailand is... Okay, this video is not about Thailand because I could say a lot of things about it, but one place I definitely recommend is Thailand. Lots of traveling, man. When you travel, essentially what happens is people from all walks and all corners of life with different jobs, beliefs and values and morals and ethics and ways of thinking are coming into this one country, and therefore you're exposed to all these different mindsets, all this different stimuli that is making your brain think, making you consciously question yourself and the things that you're doing. And because of this, because there's so many different types of people, you get to see people from almost the worst walks of life to the best walks of life. People who have achieved everything, they've got the money, the success, the mental health, the family, the spiritual success, whatever. And people who are coming to get drunk, to get wasted, to do drugs and have sex and do all this kind of stuff. For example, right? Again, for example, you get to see everything. And therefore you get to make a better judgment and constantly question and ask yourself, what kind of life do I want to live? I'm in this country right now and there are many people from all walks of life. What is one person who I look to and say, you know what, I would love to be him? For example, when I was in Thailand, I saw this guy, man. Every morning I'd meet him at a coffee shop. Just because I'd go there, he would go there. So I'd see him and we'd be like, hey man, how you doing? Sit down for a bit, talk. And this guy was like, I wanted his lifestyle. I looked at him and I said, yeah, these are some things I like. that this guy is doing. For example, living on an island, working online, working for himself, eating healthy, looking after his body, having time for himself, talking to friends. He's a nice person as well. I like that. I want to be that. So lots of traveling, man. Highly recommend. There's so many things you can learn. Language, culture, different hobbies, different ways of thinking. Again, mindsets and traditions. All of these are going to impact you, and all of these are going to make you question, what is it that you're looking for? What is it that you want? And as you experience these different things, those things will become very, very clear. Doing different jobs. Do a lot of different jobs, man. You need to do a lot of different jobs. That's number 5. Before I get to number 5, journaling was number 4. And honestly, you got to bring a journal with yourself, and you have to really deeply ask yourself questions. And when I say this, I mean write the question down on paper and then answer it. You write it down, look at it, keep reading it, let your mind come up with answers and write as you go. And you want to be doing this with a lot of things. Couple questions that I can throw at you is, what does my dream day look like? What does my dream lifestyle look like? What does my dream woman look like? How would I go about raising a family? What is it that I want to leave for this world? How would I want my grandkids to see me? How do I want to make other people feel around me? These are questions that you need to ask yourself, and you need to really deeply journal about these. And that will make clear what kind of life that you actually want as well. That was number 4. Number 5 is doing a lot of jobs, man. I don't like people who say, oh, if you can't hold on to a job, you won't be successful. If you can't hold on to a job, you're fickle, you're always changing your mind, you're just unpredictable. Actually, no, I'm learning what I like and what I don't like. Simple as that, plain and clear. I worked as a carpenter. What I really loved about carpentry was the physical work. I loved it. It was fun. I get to build stuff and see it unfold within my eyes. Loved it. What I hated about it is the fact that I was working so hard. I felt like I was going to get injured. I was getting way too tired. I had no energy for physical exercise or anything like that. Another thing I hated was the schedules, the lifestyle, right? You wake up at 5, you go to work, you're driving usually an hour away, and you work there for so long, but by the time you leave, it's traffic everywhere. It takes you 2 hours to get to work, if you're lucky, that is, and there's no accidents on the highway. It's just a mess. Now I know. I work for a bank. I used to show up to an office. What I really liked about working at the bank is I felt good, my status. I was wearing a suit. Sometimes I would wear something more casual, but that status I really liked. What I hated was the fact that I was working in an office, the fact that I had to commute. My job was not fulfilling. There was not much else I could learn about the job. So it was just dead end. I was like, nah, this ain't it. Now I know. I did customer service for many, many years. Talk to people, manage a shop entirely, open and close, learned everything about it from start to close, everything. What I really loved about it, talking to people, meeting girls, meeting friends, meeting amazing customers, making friendships, talking to people who I work with, it was casual. What I hated about it, being forced to talk to people, being forced to be nice, being forced to be inauthentic, because you can't just be like, you know what, mate, get the hell out of here. You can't do that. The customer is always right. At least society says so. Anyway, I don't agree, okay? I want to be authentic where I work. I want to be able to say whatever I want, filter free. Of course, then, customer service isn't for me, right? It's not for me, so I'm going to move on. It's another thing I hated, hours. You get paid BS, and there are so many hours. Dead end, not much else to learn, no skill involved. It's just meh. Now I know. I managed a yoga school for about 5 months from like everything. It was amazing. What I loved about it, meeting future yogis, meeting students, being a teacher, teaching people and taking care of people and becoming a leader, managing students and people. I loved being a leader about it. What I hated, being forced to work for someone, being forced to work every single day, not being able to choose my hours, being paid based on time, based on hour. right? A lot of things I hated there. Now I know what I want and what I don't want. That's it. There is nothing bad about moving between jobs, bro. Unless, I'm going to leave it at that. Cool. University, same thing. I went and I studied at many unis. I dropped out of many degrees. I know what I'd like. Now I don't know. I know what I don't like. Now I know, bro. So that's another thing, man. Do a lot of things. Experience a lot of different jobs, skills, whatever it is. Experience. You need it, man. That's how you're going to know what you want from life. If you haven't tried anything, you won't know what to aim for. Simple as that, brother. Indulge in many hobbies. I love playing the guitar. I love gardening. I love woodwork. I love camping. I love hiking. I love going out to nature. I love swimming. I love working out. I love Muay Thai. I love listening to and creating music. I love creating games. I like to play games. Many things. I like to play football. I like calisthenics. I like yoga, meditation. I like to read. I like to cook. There are many, many things. And you need to try a lot of hobbies. You need to do a lot of things so that you can learn about what you like and what you don't like. For example, I always dreamt about being a famous guitar player. Ever since I saw Metallica played live on YouTube, I was like, dude, I want to be this guy. That is what got me into playing the guitar. But before I started to get good, I actually had dreams about being a guitar player and, being on stage and playing music and stuff. And when I started to become better at the guitar and I could actually play a few riffs and play a couple songs here and there, I actually realized, I wouldn't do this as a job. I would not do that as a way to make money. I would just do it because it's fun. So now I know that I don't want a career out of being a guitar player. I don't want to be an artist. I don't want to release music. I love creating music and playing music, but I don't want to release it. I would just want to play for fun. I don't want to do it for work. Now I know, right? Again, woodwork, carpentry, gardening. These are things that are my hobbies. And because I've done them for so long, I now know that I wouldn't pursue a job or a career out of them. Instead, they're specifically my hobbies. However, one of my other hobbies is like talking, for example, like doing this and, being able to do this kind of stuff. I consider this a hobby, honestly, but this is something I know that I can make and I want to make a career or a living out of. Excuse me. But now I know, and it's through experience that I know, bro. I hope you're listening, man, because I really, really think this is going to help you. Next one, learn from other successful people. I'm not going to keep on this for too long, but essentially, learning from other successful people is really important. One way to do this is, again, if you travel, I guarantee you there are many, many successful people around you. You just go up to them and you meet them and you talk to them and see what they did and what they achieved, what they regret, what they like, what they're proud of. You just learn and become their friends and learn about all these things. When you look at other people, is that the lifestyle you want to live? Bill Gates, whatever his name is, they're successful, but is that the way you want to be successful? Do you want to be the leader of this company that changes the world? If you're a one-dimensional ambitious man, bro, go after it. Kill him, man. I hope you create the next thing that changes the world. If you're a multi-dimensional ambitious man, maybe being stuck or have to invest 10, 20, 30 years of your life into this one thing isn't up your alley. Then dude, don't go for it, man. But you won't know until you look at other successful people, you see how they did it and how many times they failed and how many years it took Steve Jobs to actually create Apple and create iPhone products. Learn from other successful people. This can be done physically. You can do this through YouTube by, for example, dude, Jack Hopkins, CEO of Testosterone. Love him. I love that guy. I think he's a G. I learned from him and I now know within myself deeper that I want that Thailand lifestyle. Simple, plain, clear. It's just what I want. Cool, let's leave it at that. But if you look at other YouTubers that you look up to that are successful, if you read books about successful people, you read documentaries, whatever, then ask yourself, is that the kind of life you want to live? That's a great way to learn. whether you like it or don't like it. Look at the people in your life. I forgot what number we're on. I'm going to guess 7. Look at the people in your life. Your father, your uncle, your friends, your mother, your brothers, your cousins, your friends, again, your workmates, colleagues, whatever it is. Look at their life and look and think and kind of guess, estimate where they would be in 5 years. And if you can get a kind of a average estimate, or even ask them straight up, bro. Ask them straight up, hey, where do you see yourself in 5 years? If they don't know, do you want to hang around these people? If they know and it's like something that you don't want to align with, do you want to hang around these people? Learn from other people, analyze the people in your circle to learn about what you definitely don't want to do. For example, like I look at my dad. He's a successful man. I'm super grateful of him. I'm really, really proud of him. I love him to death. That guy is amazing. And we should all thank our fathers. Guys, be more grateful. Thank your father. If you're watching this, it's Ramadan. Alhamdulillah. Thank your father right now. Good job, subhanallah. MashaAllah, brother. I don't want to have a life like my father does. No offense to him. It's just what I don't want. The funny thing is, he said the same thing about his father. I guarantee you, his father said the same thing about his father. My uncle, he looked at his father, my grandfather, and he said, you know what, this is not the life I want to live. So he left, he ran away, and he went to Australia. Bruh, look at the people around you and see, is that the life you want to live? Just because they're successful doesn't mean you have to follow in their footsteps, because you have to ask yourself at the end of the day, are you going to enjoy the way they became successful? Are you going to enjoy it? Are you going to like it? Are you going to... Look, this video is obviously for people who want something special in life. This video is for people who know that they are made for something greater than what they are currently in. This is for you. If this is not you, sorry bro, this video isn't for you. But if this describes you perfectly, man, it is 2024, bro. There is no point in not chasing your dreams, bro. It's literally, you've got access to the internet, you've got access to everything that's modern. You and I were blessed enough to be born in this day and age, honestly. So I think there really isn't any excuse to do and achieve your wildest dreams. So no matter how successful people look, no matter how good the advice is from the people around you, if it isn't your dream, bro, don't do it, man. Don't do it, man. It's 2024, bro. The amount of value and money in today's society is amazing. And us all can get a piece of that, even if we go our own way. So analyze the people around you. Look at their life. Is that the way you want to live? Bro, don't even just look at their jobs. Look at what they do at home. Do they come and watch TV and then go to bed? Like, do they leave at 8, come back at 6? Does he even go to the gym? Like, what does his day look like? Is he scrolling every single time? What do you feel when you hang out with this person? Ask yourself these questions and ask exactly what you want from life and exactly what you don't want from life from looking at the people around you, bro. Man, I'm so happy you're still listening, man. Constant journaling, I talked about that before. People watching, I talked about that before. But bro, honestly, constant journaling is so important. People watching ties in with analyzing people in my life. People watching, you can do more in public settings. Go to a beach, a coffee shop, a different country, whatever. Even just outside on your street, just watch the people around you. I'm sorry to say, actually, I'm not sorry to say, around me are a lot of fat people and I don't want to be around fat people. Simple as that. It's just what I don't want. When I walk on the street, I want to see healthy, beautiful people. I don't want to see unhealthy people. That's just what I want. Ask yourself that same question. Are you okay with your neighbors being fat? Are you okay with your suburb being considered fat? Like, personally, I'm not, bro, because I expect better from humans. I expect better from myself. That's just me. That's just me again. So I'm going to leave it at that, bro. That's a few tips. So happy. I'm so glad if you listened. I appreciate it. Hope you learned a few things, man. Obviously, this video was really, really freestyle. So let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you tuned in. Hope this helps you, brother. Much love. if you're fasting during this Ramadan, may God help you. May God give you the strength and the courage and the will to keep going. If you're not fasting, that's okay, brother. Keep killing it out there. Much love, manners, and respect to you. I showed up today, and I hope you did too, man. We're all going to make it one day.